Hello there, my name is Amber. I hope you're enjoying a wonderful day today. Welcome to my March Standouts, Tips, and Shoutouts. This is my take on favorites that have just wowed me this month, tips from you that I have loved and incorporated, and random products that I want to keep spreading the good information along so you can shop your stash, or if you're in the market, you have some ideas before you go to the store. So I have quite a bit to discuss with you today, so let's get into it. The first thing, I've actually purchased this product for quite a while, but in the last, not just this month, I started using it back in February. I've really made this an essential part of my skincare routine, and that is a bottle of the Evian Facial Mist. I have completely replaced my facial moisturizer with this spray. The reason that I purchased it beforehand was I would use it when I would go to the gym, go to Bikram yoga, because when you get out of those rooms, it is so hot and disgusting that this was just a quick pick-me-up. But what I've started doing is, I live in Texas, it gets very hot, and our skin doesn't get as dry as it would maybe in other parts of the country because we start running our air conditioners quite a bit sooner. It's a lot more humid where I live in Houston, and so what I do in the morning before I put on my face primer is I spritz my face with this, and then in the evening I go through and I use coconut oil to remove my makeup, so I'm putting a lot of natural oil back into my skin. I wash my face with the Philosophy Purity Made Simple, follow it up with this facial spray, and my skin has not had any trouble with breakouts. It doesn't feel tight, it doesn't feel dry, and it doesn't feel greasy or over moisturized, I guess is the word I'm looking for, because I can't deal with thick moisturizers anymore because it is way too humid. So if you want something light, something fresh, maybe you're looking for a quick spray just to kind of moisten your face before your primer, this is amazing. You can find these at Ulta. Excuse me, I believe, what is it, $18 I think is what I put on my empty sheet, because I just finished a bottle of this and I had to go back and repurchase it. But for the long term time being, I'm going to be using this on a daily basis because it has just wowed me. The second thing, I actually picked this up several months ago, but I finally brought it out when my crease brush just quit on me. Like, all the bristles fell out, it was just old, it was time for it to go. I went to CVS and I picked up one of the Makeup Artist brushes. This is a teeny little crease brush. I have been so impressed with Makeup Artist brushes in general. You can find them for a handful of change, dollars, whatever, at the drugstore, but this brush in particular, because it is so tiny, with my hooded eyes, it is the perfect size to go in and apply those really intense dark shades, like if you're panning the Lorac Pro palette, shades like deep purple. Today I used it with navy from the Pro 2 palette, and it's the perfect size to stamp into the outer part of my eye and blend up, but still give me enough of a look where you can see the shadow and it's not a pencil brush. So check out the Makeup Artist brushes. You'll find them at CVS, you'll find them at Walgreens. Like I said, they're very affordable and they do a phenomenal job. So I will definitely purchase more of these in the future as some more of my older brushes kind of work their way out. And then, I don't know who to credit this tip to, but I have been loving using a hair donut to just do a quick clean of my brushes. It's kind of been a thing here on YouTube that you can get one of those hair donuts that looks like this and you just run your brush across it. I happen to have a hot buns that my hair is obviously too short to wear at this point, so I just take my brush, like this Makeup Artist brush, swipe it, I'm ready to go. I can completely change up colors because this brush had deep purple on it from yesterday. I swiped it on top of this, ran it into navy. I didn't have any blending of the two colors to muddy it up. So if you have a hair donut, or if you have one of these hot buns things, they're perfect to just do a quick clean off of your makeup brushes. And then, normally I'm not one to go on about mascara because I'm not typically just wowed by a bunch of mascaras. But if you want a drugstore combination, try this out. I've had great success. My lashes are crazy long, crazy volumized. I really have loved this combination. It is the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Intensa, layered first on my lashes for one coat. I go back through with the Maybelline Great Lash Big Mascara in Blackest Black and layer it for two coats. The effect is amazing. So I'm kind of at the point where I'm a little bit over buying high-end mascaras for a while. I want to just stick with drugstore combinations. Was not crazy about this formula on its own. Not typically crazy about this formula on its own, but I got it in, I guess it was a white elephant Christmas gift. And so I decided to bring it out. I put these two together and I was amazed because I watched the playback of one of my Pan That Palette updates, and to see my lashes, I was like, holy cow. It's these two together combined with curling them with a lash curler beforehand. But hands down, try that Intensa Butterfly Mascara with this Maybelline Great Lash in the Big formula. It should be one of the newer Great Lash formulas that recently came out. Fabulous stuff. And then as far as lip products, the standout product I have to mention this month is the Too Faced Melted Lipsticks. The colors I have pulled out in particular are Melted Fuchsia and Melted Berry. And I'll be honest with you, I bought the set of these at Christmas because I was very, very intrigued with the concept. I love Too Faced products. I wanted to try more of their lip products, but when I put Melted Berry on at Christmas, it was a hot mess. I mean, bleeding everywhere. It was all over my teeth. It was just, I didn't want to touch them after that, so they sat and sat and sat in my drawer. And then I was cleaning up my makeup collection, getting rid of old products, figuring out what I wanted to incorporate and put in my vanity tour and things like that. I decided to give these another go. And the way that I have found is the secret is to use a clear lip liner to line your lips first. This is the Makeup Forever Clear Lip Line Perfector. I just run it around. It does kind of give a gummy, not texture, but it's kind of like a gummy border around your lips so that you don't have running with stuff like this. And what I do is when I open up the tube of the lipstick, I go on and I only squeeze out 1 to 2 drops into that sponge applicator max. I apply it to the center of my lower lip, run it around, do my top lips. I don't have any fading, any feathering. It is very long wearing. It's not so drying that it's uncomfortable. It is going to be dry finish because it is matte, but it's not uncomfortable for me to wear. I wore this Melted Fuchsia for my Face of the Day on Instagram today, but it did not show up well enough on camera for filming this video, so I did go on and take it off and apply the Melted Berry. So this is Melted Berry currently on my lips. I love it, but you know I'm a red lipstick fan, but this is also a really pretty Barbie hot pink shade for spring. So really have been loving these. Would I buy the full size? Probably not, because the full size tubes are gigantic. There's no way that I would make it through the product before it would just flat out expire on me. So sample sizes, if you can pick up the kit with the Too Faced Melted Lipsticks, is definitely the way to go, because a little has to be the way to go. And then 2 more products. The first one is I pulled out my Revlon lip butter in Lollipop, thanks to Stacy. You know her as Strawberry Sweet here on YouTube. She is currently panning her Revlon lip butter in the shade Gumdrop. And also Miley, you know her as Juicy Fashion 11 here on YouTube. She is currently panning this particular Revlon lip butter in the shade Lollipop. I have rediscovered these thanks to these 2 ladies, and I absolutely love the color of these. I thought they were a little bit too moisturizing, slick, gooey. I don't know, it's just seemed high maintenance to me. But when Stacy came out with Gumdrop and she promised that these would pan really quickly, I was like, you know what? Might just put this in my pan 4 by the 4th challenge. So I think this is going to be my first item. And then when Miley came on and showed Lollipop, I was like, all right, I think I can do this. So Revlon lip butters is just one of those things. This shade has really, really wowed me. Would I purchase them again? No, but I am going to shop my stash, especially after getting through this one, because I really, I really like the fact that I can project pan them fairly quickly. get my money out of them and just move on to something else. So pull these out, especially if you have Lollipop, because it is the perfect pink for the spring. Absolutely lovely. And then the last thing, it's not a beauty item, but I am addicted to this. It is a bottle of the Febreeze Air Effects Original Air Freshener in the Gain scent. Do y'all remember, was it the 90s when they had that Gain commercial with the pregnant woman and you could see that she was having a total pregnancy craving and her husband goes and gets her the Gain detergent and she's just sitting there like sniffing the bottle, like, I don't know. That is how I feel about Gain scent. So when I was walking through my Kroger store and I saw these, I had to pick it up. It smells like the detergent. Anything that smells like Gain, I am there. Like, I buy the dryer sheets, I buy the Swiffer wet jet pads that smell like Gain, and when I saw the air freshener and I sprayed it at home, I went back and bought a bottle for every room in my house. Like, I don't need candles, just give me Gain air freshener and I am absolutely in love. My house will smell like clean laundry. It's good. So if you want an easy, inexpensive air freshener, if you have pets at home, you know, our homes constantly, we have to maintain them and upkeep them or else the pet smell gets a little bit out of control. This really does a nice job. You do have to spray it frequently because it does not have a lot of staying ability, but I don't mind because just the act of, I mean, let's spray some right now, shall we? Just go around. It smells like Gain. Just breathe it in. So those are my standouts, tips, and shout-outs. I hope you enjoyed and that you're going to be inspired to go back into your makeup collections, pull out some different things, or if you go shopping, here's some tips to get you started. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this today. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Bye.